Hey everyone, Scott here, and I'm just going to ramble about calculators. So if that sounds boring, and it probably is, feel free to pass up on this video, and we'll get back to the books and Bibles in the next one. But yeah, I've been thinking a lot about them lately because I've been using them more, and wanted to just share some thoughts. So I really like calculators for doing math. I don't like using a cell phone or computer. I just find using a dedicated device, it's less distracting. I'm not getting into a web browser or another app, moving away, from what I have open on the screen, except to be moving to a device. Two, I actually kind of like that. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it's nice to look away from the computer, which has the email and the Teams chat and whatever else, and just get onto a dedicated device, knock out a calculation, and it's kind of like a mini break. And then the last thing is they're built for this. The interface, the buttons, the layout is all about doing math, about entering computations. So a lot of thought and engineering goes into how these are laid out and what options there are, and doesn't mean they're necessarily perfect, but I definitely find it a better experience than using a cell phone. So these are some of the calculators I have. So yeah, like in high school, I got a Texas Instruments, I think it was a TI-30XA, which had a single line. It was similar to this, but just a single line display. And that's what I used for a few years. Got me through my algebra and whatnot in high school. And then into college, I needed a graphing calculator, so I got a TI-83. This isn't the one I had in college, but it looks just like it. Just picked this up recently, and I love the whole Y2K aesthetic. The see-through case, you can see the circuit board. It's very late 90s, early 2000s. Everyone copying the iMac look. Yeah, dig it. The one I had in college had Radiohead stickers on it too, but I don't have any Radiohead stickers now. Um, and then yeah, in the workplace, and most of the time though, I've been using this model. This is a TI-30X 2S, or maybe that's, is it 2S, or is it supposed to be X squared S? I'm not sure, because on this side it looks like X2, like X squared, so I don't know. But I got this one about 17 years ago from an employer. I requested a scientific calculator, and this is what I chose. It's inexpensive, but very useful. I can't stand to use a calculator that doesn't have parentheses, so that's a huge for me. I also like having exponents and pi. At my last, well, a couple of jobs ago, pi was useful, and some other things because I would do some geometry for my job, but not a lot. Believe me, I am no wizard at that. This does everything I need. So, and they're cheap and they just last forever. I don't think I've ever even changed the battery in this. And then I've found more of them at thrift stores. I've got another one here that looks a lot like it. Little variation in the button colors. I'm always kind of interested in how things change over time as manufacturers build them. But this was a thrift find. I forget what I paid for it, not much. And then I had like this I kept at home and this at work. And now I just keep one in my bag in case I actually do go into work. So I mostly work from home. Yeah, this one too. This one's red, which is kind of fun. It doesn't have the cover though, unfortunately, but that was $1 at a thrift store. A little beat up, but it works. So I keep this in the garage. I like using these to do fractional math, which I'll come back to. Anyways, yeah, the TI-83, I picked this one up recently because I needed something to do graphing. I was doing algebra, been catching up on my maths. Before doing more in college, I am working towards a bachelor's degree again after putting it off for several years. And yeah, this was very useful for that. I bought this used because it does most everything a TI-84 does, but this was $27 shipped with the batteries included. So good price for a graphing calculator. And then I also recently picked up this. This is kind of I guess, an upgraded model of these. This is a TI-36X Pro, and it's got a 4-line display, and it's got the, I don't know what they call math print, pretty print, something where things look the way you would write them down. So that log base 2x looks the way I would write it with the superscript or subscript rather. And yeah, same like if I do take 5 squared, and again, it looks the way you would write it. So that's nice. And this does some things that this doesn't do. It actually does some things this doesn't do. And you see there I have that logarithm in there because I was messing around like this. You can't do log base 2 in here. You have to do it like that. You have to do log 16 divided by log 2 in order to do log base 2 16, which is 4 because to the 4th power 16. Where in here you can actually, I was using X, but you can do, where is log on here? I'm still getting used to the layout of this particular model. Oh, yeah, it says ln log, so it always takes me a second because the other one doesn't. And then arrow over 16. And then, yeah, it's kind of cool. You can put that in as an expression, so you can do second expression evaluation. Oh, it's not there anymore. It was. Interesting. Does it not save those? Okay, well, I'm not going to. This is what I did earlier. I put in log base 2 x, and then I can do like 32. It remembered that, and that's 5. Anyways, yeah, I'm still learning this, but it's got a lot of nice features, and things are like easy to find. So like if I'm doing, what else might I do? I might do like 6 permutation 3. There we go. Yeah, it's 3 pushes of that button instead of like here. It's not that hard to get to on these, but you have to do like 6, and then you have to like arrow. Well, permutation's the first one, but if you're doing combinations or factorials, you have to arrow over, and then 3. So that's not a big deal, but and then on this, some of these things are really buried in menus. So this is okay for graphing, but it's not like something I use every day for just to have a calculator, and it eats through batteries anyways. But yeah, I really like this one. Now, one thing I will say that I'd like better on these, I'll use a red one since that's the one I use in the garage. So I'm doing fractions, and let's say I'm doing, I have a 100-inch length of something I have to cover, and I've already got a piece that's 60 inches. I need 40 more inches or something like that. Or, well, let's say it's, we need a fraction, right? Of course. So let's say it's 60 and a half, and I need to know how much I need left to fill the 100, right? And we know it's 39 and a half, but let's say we don't know. So I'd be doing like 100 minus the 60 and a half. And of course I could do 0.5, but some fractions that doesn't work as well. So it's this ABC button here, and then that comes out 39 and a half. Now, that looks really funky, but I know what it means. And the nice thing is there's just one button to push to do the fractions, so it's very quick. With this, it looks a lot prettier, but we have to push more buttons. So here I'd do 100 minus, I already forget, 60 and a half, 60, and then I can do the fraction here. And I'm still learning how to do this. 60. Oh, you know what? Yeah, because it's this one. There we go. And 1/2. half, right? So I had to do second on the 7. That's for the whole number and fraction. Enter the 1, then arrow down and enter the 2. And then I get an improper fraction. So, and if I'm working in the garage to cut something, I'm using a tape measure. That's not very helpful. So now I have to convert that. So I think that's under math. Yeah, and it's the first one. And now I finally have my 39.5. So much better out in the garage. And besides the fact I paid $1 for this, so I'm obviously not putting this out in the garage. This is brand new, but just, kind of showing you sometimes the newer models aren't necessarily better. There may be, depending on circumstances, things you like better or worse on other ones. But the other thing is this, to cover it, you have to like align this in the little slot there, and it snaps in place, where obviously that one's missing it, but with these you just like that. So same with this one just slides very easy. This takes a bit more effort. Well, anyways, if you made it through this whole ramble about calculators, thanks. It's just something I felt like doing. I don't expect a lot of people to watch it, but wanted to share my thoughts while these things were kind of fresh on my mind. I'm going to put all these back where they belong, and yeah, next video will be something Bible book related for sure. As always, God bless, and we'll see you for the next video. Thanks for watching.